In this video, we're going to return to our regular scene, having tested out our weather, and we're going to look at particle effects again. This time, we're going to bring in a simple light so that we can see those and create a campfire for our night scene. So, we're going to start out by going to our asset browser. We will open that up. And let's uncheck sounds and textures so we only have models. And let's put in fire. And we get Fireplace A, which is perfect. That's exactly what we want. So we will check our terrain again. Bring this off to the side. And set that down. Now let's move this into place a little bit. And maybe bring that down a hair. There we go. Alright, now that we have a place for our fire, let's create a light. So we're going to go back up and we're going to go to Entity, down to Lights, and we're just going to bring in a regular light. Once again, we will check our terrain, snap our light into place, and we're going to want that to shine off of our fire a little bit, which will be up in the air, so we'll raise that a little bit. Now let's go down and take a look at a couple of properties. First of all, we want our light to be fire colored. So let's go in, create a nice orange, fairly deep. Alright, but fires flicker. So what are we going to do about that? We're going to come down to Style, and then we're going to come down to Light Style. And where we have this number 0, we can put in a few different numbers. And we can see what happens. And that's going to give us different light effects. Now I've already scrolled through them, and I like 9 for this. We get that kind of nice constant flicker. We're going to move around a bit. Just make sure we have our light right where we want it. That looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so now we have a light in place, and we've decided on a light style and a light color. Now we just need to add fire. So we're going to come back up, we're going to go to Entity, and I'd like to show you a couple different ways to do this. Now by the book we can go to Fires, and we can choose Fire Particle, and we can drag a fire particle in. And then we need to attach an actual fire to it. So what we can do is go up to Database, to Particles, and you can either load, or if you have loaded Smoke and Fire, you can load over here. We're going to go down to VS2 Fire and open that up. And in this case, I happen to know that we want small fire, no base, no glow. Now, if you don't know exactly what fire you want, you can try some different ones out by just dragging them into our scene and seeing what that looks like. Now that looks pretty good. We know we want that one. So now what you can do is, rather than going through all that again and trying to place that, we can take a look at this. We can scroll down in our roll-up bar under Entity Properties where it says Particle Effect. We can highlight the name of that and copy it, and then we can go back to our particle and under the same spot paste that in, and we get a fire. But we can delete this one. But we have a problem. Our fire is not going the right way. The reason that is particle effects in Cryengine need to be Y up. So we can come in, we can place that up, and now our fire is going correctly. But our cage no longer is. So what we can do alternately, quicker and easier to be frank, is to simply do what we did to look for our fires and bring up our database, particles, smoke and fire, VS2 fire, and our small fire, no base, no glow. We can just bring that in without it. Oops, grab the wrong one. Let's try small fire, no base, no glow. Yes, go away. And you can see over here a picture of it also. And now we instantly have our fire with the right direction up on it. We can center that a little bit better. We can scale that up a little bit. Maybe a tad too much. Basically, you can do whatever you want with it. Close out our database. And we have our fire all set up with our lights glowing, and we're ready to go. Now, like we did with the sound in our weather thing, we can also set up damage if you want, using a shape and attaching damage to that shape. That's a little bit outside of the scope of these videos. This is really just to introduce you to all the various sections of this engine, but it can be done. In our next one, we're going to look at creating some pickups. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you there.